like a giant nerd and not
It's
show
on
it
his
to us.
butt.
Yes, of course, right there. It's actually right on the inner thigh, so it's kind of like cresting around.
It's on your butt?
Yeah, cresting around, on the inner thigh. Mathis is making a face. Are we live?
Do you not listen to me when I say we're going live?
We don't listen to you. Oh, we're talking about the dog. We're talking about, where's the dog?
Which dog? Brat?
Yes, that one.
Well, I don't know if it was like, maybe they have dogs.
They do.
Where's Brat?
I don't know. All right, back to the stream.
Welcome back to the last half hour of this show, everybody. Let's go.
So to pick up the items that to all the items that you picked up from the ladies, actually, it wasn't just the swords that were magical. It was a bunch of the other crap inside the bag too. So what were those things? When you had opened up that bag, so taking a step back, when you'd opened up that bag before, the first thing you lift out, oh, Sam, the first thing you lift out is a necklace with 6 ears, all left ears, strung to this one twine necklace. They're all elven ears. All left elven ears.
Oh, hell yes.
It is a really cool looking necklace. The second thing you find is 11 fingers. They're all ring fingers. And kind of looking at them, maybe they're from the same hand. Maybe they're not. It's kind of hard to tell.
They're all elven fingers.
But strangely, they're all fingers of different races.
Oh.
But they're all clearly the ring finger. Okay. How is that clear? Lots of looking it over. Other than that, you do find a vial filled with a crimson liquid that regularly pulses with a dull light. You also find another vial with a transparent white liquid with a silver, enormous toenail just disgustingly covered with filth inside of it.
Does this make you love orcs even more?
And you find a book, like a tome, and this tome is made out of a strange leathery material, which after like studying it and kind of like getting to know this material, like looking at it a bit, you realize, oh, this entire book is made out of tongues. It's made out of tongues. And so, of course, we cast Detect Magic and realize all of those items are magical. And then, of course, you want to cast Identify on all of them and find out what they all do. So I imagine Thonk does that. Does he have Identify?
Yep.
Okay. So the necklace of 6 all left elven ears, should you wear that necklace and become attuned to it, that one does require attunement, it grants you proficiency in perception.
Well, I don't need that.
I think you're actually not proficient with it yourself. I think the only one proficient with it is Grommen.
Yeah,
I think nobody else has proficiency. Yep, proficiency in perception.
Oh yeah, I did train it.
I don't. That's weird.
The 11 fingers you discover are wizard's fingers, and each one of them may be used, like consumable, to cast Mage Hand.
Okay.
The vial, the white liquid vial with a silvered toenail that is both enormous in size and covered in filth, is actually a potion of Hill Giant Strength. Makes your strength a 21 for 1 hour.
That goes right to Grommen.
The crimson liquid is a potion of vitality. And then the tome is actually a tome of tongues. Halt. It is not the tome of the stilled tongue. You have not stumbled across Vecna's secret artifact-like item here.
That'd be a hell of a reward for babysitting.
It would be for naming a baby. It is a tome of tongues, which literally is a book that if you spend some time reading, it literally teaches you a language. So after having, of course, Rai look this over and finding out what the language is, you realize the language is actually the local language of the land, which is Chandathan, which as of right now, only Rai can speak that language. Otto is half done learning that language. Grommen and Thonk know nothing about that language. That's Chandathan it teaches you.
Is it a one-time use? So, like, say if Grommen reads it, can I not read it?
It loses its magic forever.
Gotcha.
Probably better for you to read it. Grommen's not going to be talking to people, really.
Or shouldn't. Or just shouldn't. As for the two
Totals.
Thank you, Shotels.
Totals.
As for the two swords, you find out that they are actually called Pegasus Flight. The pair of them together is called Pegasus Flight, or Sky Pony Flight if you're speaking Uthgard. And The whole thing is that they count as long swords. They are 1d8 weapons that do not have the option of versatility. So it's 1d8 weapons. However, despite being 1d8, they do count as light for the purpose of if you wanted to do 2-weapon fighting. They are +1. So you get to do that whole like, do 2 attacks or whatever, if that's your shtick. But more than that, once per long rest, they allow you to give your character the ability to fly for 1 minute.
Shit.
Yeah, so you can kind of like use them, they become like wings, and you can fly for 1 minute. Concentration.
Are those something you can use, Sam?
Put it this way, I have a cape that lets me fall and like incinerate things. So if I can fly up, I can just drop again.
Take them.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
I kind of want to like. Now Rye can maybe one day Rye can summon a large skeleton. And we can...
Oh no, that'll never happen. That'll never happen. Okay, none of that shiesty shit.
I thought that was your thing.
No, that was in his campaign.
I thought it was Mathis's.
No, here's the thing. Mathis
It was
can
our friend-
summon the skeleton.
Yeah.
He can.
We in one of our old
It was
campaigns.
our friend Dave, who was in a stream I just did recently over on the Derek Master channel. It was our friend Dave who pulled that shiesty stuff with his necromancer. Oh man.
Because what we did is just silly. Is we went up as high as we could fly with fly spells, summoned a giant-sized skeleton,
It was huge size.
huge-sized skeleton, and
yeah.
used it as a bomb, and like just dropped it on a city.
It was either huge or gargantuous. I'm pretty sure it was huge size. So more or less,
And
it
we
was
had to like
what,
do the math of like
what is the
terminal
weight of the
velocity.
skeleton?
And,
Yeah. And we're like, wow, this literally counts as like an X metric ton bomb when you do terminal velocity with this size. And so I was like, okay, you killed all of the bandits in one casting. Woo! Never again. We're never gonna allow this again. Your 20d6 drop of a huge size skeleton on the poor town. Ugh.
Yeah, we never actually told the chat about the cloak, but the cloak is a raven feather cloak, and it lets me fast fall up to 500 feet in a round.
Shit.
I can choose to land in a graceful flutter of feathers or descend onto an enemy, dealing 2d12 plus 2 falling damage.
Damn. So you just
I
power
thought we
bomb 'em.
did because people drew like there's drawings of your cloak and stuff.
I think like
We did-
aesthetically we described
we
it,
didn't-
but
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Reveal
So it's
more.
one of those like so you dive bomb down and more or less you fall at gravity's rate for most of a round, and you either kind of like the cloak kind of like pops outwards and like you land gently, or you're like beak down first and you hit your opponent and you both land prone. They take the damage.
that's cool.
Yeah. All right. So I think that covers everything that you guys acquired until this point. And I think Sam is the one taking those 2 swords. The sad part is because they count as like long swords and they are light weapons and don't have versatility, otherwise function like long swords, they are strength-based, not dex-based. Sorry, Sam. So I think for you, that's what, 1d8 minus 1 for both of the weapons? I think so, right? Sadly, you are muted, but...
If Gromman would prefer them because he's like a fucking hawk boy, then he can take them.
Hey, Gromman, you can get 2 attacks now. But you don't get the plus to strength damage on the second attack, only the first one.
For what things?
The 2 long swords, they give someone fly. And I was like, well, you're like a fucking bird barbarian, so that would be...
Barbarian.
Yeah,
Plus, you
Birdbarian.
could fly, and then you could drop me, and I could still use my cloak ability.
Can I do that?
Well, you wouldn't be able to, like, say, hold him, but he could hold you, or use your talons with your feet to grab, because your hands would be, like, literally flapping the swords themselves. You know what I mean?
Dude,
So-
that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
I think at 6th level, I can actually fly too. Like, personally can fly.
Yeah. So are you saying that they're Rise swords that are on loan to Gromman?
I mean, I could take them. I barely use swords anyway. I could just use them for the mechanic.
Well, you know what you should do? You should go get them sewed into your cloak.
Don't you already have, like, Ashram's cousin's, like, dead cousin's sword?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you already have sword you don't use.
It's a short.
But they
sword.
don't make him fly.
Yeah.
I
No.
could give that. I could give that to Addo.
Yep. There you go.
I mean, let's just keep them, and whoever wants to fly just can fucking hold the swords and fly.
Yeah.
Okay, so Grommen will throw them onto Grommen's back, I suppose. So Grommen's got like 2 axes with like the heads down below sticking cross, and then 2 swords with like the handles all crossed up here, walking around with, these weapons too.
Nah,
Yeah.
I think like he's got like the sword hilts, like sheaths on the
By the
side.
side of his
Sure.
waist.
Yeah,
Sure.
so then he's got like 2 axes now he's got 3 axes though, because he's got a battle axe.
Yep.
And then he also has a throwing axes, so those maybe are like across, I don't know, or something.
You know what?
So-
Rye's gonna hold the swords. You've got too many things.
So I'm curious when you tell, because you guys would have you guys discovered this, let's say in the inn, because you like finally have time to relax, you're not stressed on the road. Do you tell Grommen this and tell Grommen to try it? Like you guys are inside like one of the bedrooms. You're like, Grommen, try this out, see what it's like.
Hawk would not say that, but maybe Rye would.
Totally try it out,
would
Rye.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
So you activate it as an action, so it's actually a character's action. But one of the things that you notice is that as you hold these swords and you're like, what do I do? What do I do? Oh, I say that word, and you like say the word. All of a sudden, you notice that the swords themselves, like in an explosive quickness, the sword itself like grows, like almost like a claw or a talon at the end of it, and feathers erupt down the side of the sword, down your hand, and all the way down to your back, and literally your upper body becomes wings. So you become, like you have, instead of arms, you have wings, and instead of arms holding swords, you have wings with talons at the end of them. So if you wanted to, you would fly literally by flapping your arms, but you can still attack with these arms if you want to. But one of the things that you quickly realize is if you are flying, you cannot also be attacking because you are doing this, right? But you can land and still hit with the swords and still have the wings there available for you for the minute concentration that the spell lasts.
What?
Yep.
So wait, how does that work? So you have to like fly and then land
And attack.
action wise. So like flying, the initial flying would be an action, right? You'd spend an action flying.
To gain the spell fly, and then you would just use your move speed. Like you would have the move speed of the fly spell to be able to move. It's just you don't gain 2 more appendages. You don't gain like wings on top of your arms and legs. Your arms become wings. So you understand?
But
what I'm
then when you
describing?
land, does that count as an action, or do you just
It's
land?
part of your movement. Yep, part of your movement.
You could actually just like start. You could just get rid of the wings when you're like 30 foot above a guy, and then just switch
Plunge.
to arms.
Dude. Oh. Can you do that? Can you like swap weapons like that?
Well, so you can stop concentrating on the spell, and that will make it end, which is wonderful. Again, it only lasts for a minute anyways, but your fly speed is 60. So let's talk about like there's a bad guy that's 50 feet away. You can literally like, let's say you swing, because you have 2 attacks in a round, whatever, the 5th level. You swing and you kill a guy. Yay, I killed a guy. Then you fly 50 feet up a cliff, because that's part of your move speed, and land in front of the guy. You land and you attack again, and you hit the next one.
With Addo in your backpack.
Oh my god, yes.
With Addo in your backpack, and I imagine
No,
this
now
is
he
one-
has like a little thing now. It's not even a backpack. They built him like a thing.
A chair.
Yeah, they
Oh my
built him
God.
like a chair thing.
Maggie, I just want to let you know that you got promoted. You are no longer an eagle barbarian, a birdbarian. You are now a luck dragon. Falcor! You know Addo's gonna do it.
So how these swords they're dex based. They're not-
Strength-based.
Strength.
That's why.
They are
That's why
strength
the shit.
based.
That's why the
But-
shit. happens.
But the way 2-weapon fighting works is your primary weapon, so the first attack gets your strength damage. Your bonus action second attack gets no ability score modifier added to it unless you're a fighter that has that ability, blah, 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 blah. Unless it's negative. So like for Rye, it would be negative. For you, it would not. It would just be flat.
So your second one would only be +1, and your first one would be like +5.
Exactly. Now, mind you, because they are not 2-handed weapons, you don't get to use your feet on them. So you would choose, do I want axe? Do I want axe?
And
Do I
how
want
much
axe?
damage
Do
are
I
they?
want axe? Do I want swords? 1d8 plus 1, and then add your strength for the first of the 2 attacks.
You literally only want to use them to fly. I think.
Okay.
Generally, and the attacks that come in line with it. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's 1d8 plus strength plus 1 for damage.
For the primary attack, and then for your bonus action attack, 1d8 plus 1 for damage.
Okay.
For your offhand. Yeah, we're good. Let's go, sir.
Perfect. Now, where does it that you guys wanted to explore? What did you want to see? Because they keep talking about how wonderful. Oh, Maggie, one of the other things that you noticed, like you guys would quickly be able to realize once you're throughout the city, just to cover it now. The reason why I describe that metal as being so weird, because you're literally about to come across it in game, is that it's made out of mithril. The swords are made out of mithril.
That makes sense.
Yep. So now you guys are inside the city and you're walking around and you do see incredible wares here. And the reason why, one of the reasons why it's so incredible is not only are these some of the greatest dwarven smiths in the north, or at least they like to tell you that they are, they have many wares here that are made out of mithril. One of the funny things that you notice is many of the wares, this is kind of going around conversation, whatever. One of the things that you notice is many of the wares that are made out of mithril are not made in this city. They're actually imported from another place. But some of the wares here are, and this place is known for its superior steel. It is better steel here than most other places. All that being said, what was there anything in particular that you guys wanted to buy, wanted to get your hands on? If there was some sort of like magical weapon, it's very likely you're going to find an actual like magic sword here if you were trying to purchase that. And the armorers are no schlubs either. Like they are wonderful in what it is that they do.
I guess maybe Grumman might want some more armor and not more I see, not necessarily more armor for sure. Like upgrade his armor. And then also I would like to get some armor for my bird. I just realized my bird is like fucking as big as Otto.
Oh yeah, it's
like it's bigger than Otto. Because how tall is Otto? Like 2 feet?
Like it's one of those things where like an eagle can literally pick up those little things that people like to call dogs that everybody always has nowadays.
Can Otto just have my bird as his mount?
No, they're the same size category.
Aww.
So like if you have like a Chihuahua or like I don't know, a Pikachu or one of those other designer breed doggy things, your bird could eat that thing.
It reminds me of the little skunk knight in Labyrinth.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Took me a minute. I had to register.
Yeah, I was like, wait, Labyrinth. Oh, Labyrinth. David Bowie. Yes, yes. Did you say hello? No, I said hello. It was close enough. Like I love that movie. What is So I'm sorry. Was there anything here that you guys wanted to purchase? Was there anything that you wanted to buy, knowing that they have these incredible wares? Are you like, and moving on?
Donk is mostly well, mainly because he's poor, and I can't think of anything that I would want to buy for him right now.
What is the collective monies that the party has?
God, who even knows?
I don't know, but Grumman himself has like 155 gold.
Rye has 688 gold.
Good God. I have 34 gold.
Otto was carrying Grumman's gold for a long time and then lost it all on a ship. So.
Yeah, that makes sense because we got paid 500 more than you for that last job.
Yeah. Because like one of the things that like say Grandma would come across and be like, oh, I want to get that, but then like it's one of those things where they'd be like, oh, like you don't have the money for this, and he'd be like, no, I've got money, and he'd be like, you don't have the money for this. Like, oh, I've got money. How much it costs? He's like, how much do you have? And you guys would be like, collectively we have, and you say something like 1,000 gold. And he's like, you don't got the money for this. But they're actually these really nice, like well-crafted, many parts of it are made out of mithril interwoven into this this Mirabar steel bracers that you could get and you can wear. And they're clearly enchanted to increase your AC. That's something that you would be able to come across. But it's again, you wouldn't be able to do it. You might be able to get your hands on a ring that could do that.
Ooh, magical ring.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got 488 because I didn't pay for the cloak yet.
Oh. Are you going to go back and pay for the cloak?
We already paid for it. I just had.
Oh, you just didn't take it out. Gotcha.
Ring is going to be around equally as expensive as the bracers that were just mentioned. So a lot of those things where Grommen would benefit from it because Grommen doesn't wear armor, and Grommen's not going to benefit from it. But for somebody like say Thonk, who's just poor as hell,
Wait,
if he was trying to get like,
how much are these rings?
they're rare.
How much are they?
So so again, it's literally like the guy doesn't even tell you the price. He's like, how much do you have?
If if maybe they were to go missing from the shop.
Do you intend to steal from the shop there, Sam?
I mean, maybe. Yes, I am.
Okay, well, we don't have Otto here to save you, so I'm kind
Do you
of
have those gloves still?
Oh yes, I do.
Oh man. So Grauman's going in there and he's like looking at the rings and he's trying them on and he's kind of talking to the guy. Now's your time. Now's your time, Rye.
So the shopkeep is in fact a dwarf, because they make.
Grauman talks to him in
very happy.
Dwarven.
Thought goes to the armor smith, and he's like, oh hey, so I found this great armor recently. I think you might be interested in purchasing it off me now. So you go into this place, and the one that has the ring that you're looking at, not the same shop that had the bracers, but the ring you're purchasing, it has a bunch of different types of jewelry all about. Now every piece of jewelry it has is either inside like a cased thing. Now, I don't mean it's cased like it's behind glass. Though there are some that are. Sometimes it's behind just something that's like got like metal wiring in front of it, almost like a chicken wire interwoven behind it. But it's like done with beautiful and intricate detail that clearly took a very long time to make it happen because it's not obtrusive to what it is you're trying to see behind this wiring. It's inobtrusive, but at the same time very effective in what it does. If things aren't behind that wiring or aren't behind glass or aren't behind the counter and out of the way so much that you can't really nobody will be able to reach it, not even Grauman's massive body leaning forward, then they have like a little link of metal that like kind of links it to whatever it's there. It's clearly designed to be very thief proof. And the dwarf that's working in this place, there's two dwarves there. There's an old guy, clearly an old dwarf. If you had to guess, he's a few centuries old. He's all gray, white hair, his face is all wrinkled and whatnot. I know he's kind of hunched over working on something. You can't even see what he's working on because he's got like a desk that has, like wood slates on either side to stop you from being able to easily see there. And he's hunched forward and doing some very intricate work. And there's a significantly younger dwarf that has like a big full beard that has, wonderful interwovenness and laces and whatnot that are there. And he comes forward, he's like, hail friends, welcome to my shop. What is it that I could do for you today?
Are they in the same room?
They are in the same room. It's like the whole front room. The back room is shut and locked. But there are tons of jewelry everywhere.
All right, cool. Rye's gonna walk out the store, use invisibility, and come back in before the door shuts.
So the door snaps shut pretty quickly, like it on its own snaps shut pretty quickly. Would Rye is not an idiot. Would she have somehow tricked Grauman into making that feasible for her?
I think she's explained to Grauman that she's going to steal the ring. And Grauman just holds the door a little bit longer when he comes in, and she's in there.
Dude,
I'm sorry. We need to role play that moment. So before you enter the shop,
Grauman's stupid about it all.
What does Rye say to Grauman? So Grauman, here's the plan.
Grauman's not deceptive. This is a terrible
knows
idea.
The rings are expensive, and Rye is like, Grauman, we can't afford those rings, but I really want to get you one. So all you have to do is just talk to the guy for a little bit.
Okay.
I will get you one, okay?
Really? All I have to do is talk to him?
All you gotta do is just talk to him for a while.
Oh, I like talking to dwarf.
Okay.
They know lots of things.
Great, let's do it.
And so Grauman opens the door and he's like, Rye? He goes in.
I'm ready in.
Okay.
Oh God.
So you go walk.
It's like, no.
You go walking into the shop, invisible and everything. So you go walking into the shop invisible, and as you do, go walking in there, you hear a chime goes off. And then a moment later, Grauman goes walking in, and a chime does not go off.
Time.
Well, I mean, he had to hold the door and then walked in behind you.
No.
But either way, a chime goes off as you guys go walking into the shop.
Okay.
And so he looks up, and he does not look as jovial as I originally described. He looks up and he looks kind of like curious for a second. He's like, "Hey, friends, how may I help you?" To Grauman.
I look for ring.
Do you?
Yeah, you look like you have lots.
I do. I do have lots of rings. He says not meeting Grauman's eye, which Grauman might find curious, and kind of like looking around the place.
What are you looking for?
Your friend.
I have lots of friend. Which friend?
The one that came in here unseen.
Grauman looks around. He's like, do you see things that I no see?
Rise already left.
So
This is some massive DM bullshit. She's out.
as she goes to leave the shop, the chime goes off again, and the door opens and closes. And he's like, that chime above the door there. It's made to notice if there's any types of magics that are used. And I think somebody came in. Maybe it wasn't a friend of yours. You know what, sir? I am terribly sorry about the accusation that I just made. It was a horrible thing of me to do. Please allow me to offer you a generous 5% discount on whatever it is you wish to purchase.
As Rise leaving, she casts Thaumaturgy on the alarm and just makes it go off non-stop for the next 2 minutes.
Fair. That is very fair. And so it's funny because like he's like, oh, clearly there's just a, and then all of a sudden it goes off again, and he's
Grauman
he's
looks
looking at the door, and the door's not
He's
moving.
like-
Go ahead, Becky.
I think your thing broke.
And like a moment later, it goes off again, and he's like, excuse me. And he goes over and he actually walks over towards the thing, and he's like looking up at it, and he has to get like a footstool because you know dwarves are.
No, Grauman sees him like struggling and like goes and picks him up.
Never toss a dwarf. No, like.
No, he's not
So-
picking him up to toss him. He's gonna pick him up to help him.
So he goes to like grab, like he walks over to the thing, then he walks back to grab like a stool, and you're like, no, you gotta pick him up. And he like whips around, and it's one of those like he doesn't hit Grauman, but like just smack away his hands, and almost immediately his face flares up red, and he's like, did I ask you to do that?
No, but you look like you need help to reach. I help you.
No, you know what? Good day, sir.
Good day to you too. And Grauman just stands there.
You may leave the shop now. We're closing. It's my lunch hour, and I think we need to close the shop.
Oh, guards say that you be like that. And Grauman says in Dwarven, I'm sorry. All I want is ring. And then he leaves.
He will be slightly taken aback by the fact that you spoke in Dwarven to him. Well, not slightly, he'll be very taken aback by that. But his face doesn't break its typical stubborn, well, look, because now he's angered, his stubborn Dwarven, snarl or surliness. And so as you walk out of the shop, which is very quickly afterwards, I imagine, Rye?
What?
Grauman's walking out of the shop and the bell's still going off, like, ching, ching.
Oh yeah, it's still going.
I mean, are you going back in now that the door's open again?
Yeah.
Okay. So the thing's going, ching. If the pattern broke from you going through, or whether or not you're able to perfectly time it with the chings, doesn't matter. He doesn't notice. He's like, and he's literally saying, does Rye understands Dwarven or no? I don't believe so, but just in terms.
No.
Okay, so he's like standing around. He's like, oh, stands. And was it Mormon's beard, and making his way throughout the thing, and like cursing to himself as he's like moving stuff over there, and like picks up his stool and like slams it against where it's supposed to be, and he's like, and just like talking to himself as he's going about it. And like he even goes over, and because he's like so aggravated, he's like seemingly very aggravated. He actually goes over and he punches a wall twice over near like where the door to the back way is, and like the old one like picks up his head for a moment, and like looks his way for a second, and then just shakes his head like disapprovingly and puts his head back down and continues doing whatever work he's doing. And the guy like notices that and like curses to himself a few more times, and then he goes to walk through the back door, hitting the door one time as he walks, like punching it and then opening it and walking through and going into the back room and slamming the door behind himself.
Okay. Cool. So it's just me and the old dude.
You and the old dude, and the chime keeps going off.
Okay. Sweet. Do I know which ring it is?
I mean, it was one of those things where, because we had discussed it beforehand, I was Grauman probably went in there.
Rings and then like an arrow and then they're like laid out.
Grauman found this beforehand. This is how I'm gonna describe it because you guys knew. Oh, I'm gonna steal it after I discovered it exists. So we'll say somebody went through, whether it be Thunk, Grauman, or otherwise, found it and described it to you. You're like, oh, really? That was seen. A ring that protects you. Please tell me all of the details about this. And so you're gonna go for that.
Okay. So I can see this ring somewhere.
Maybe it was the armor guy. The guy who was talking about the armor, and he was like, "Oh, maybe you might be looking for a ring instead, or something like that."
There you go. That works well enough. But you know it's there. Roll me an investigation check. Now, if you want to take your time, you're welcome to take your time to find this thing slowly. But obviously this
guy might come back in.
Yep.
That's the risk. I'm gonna use my inspiration, sir.
Sure.
To roll this investigation check.
Sure, get that out of the way now. Fine with that.
Oh, wait. With advantage, right?
Remember when invisibility was like a minute per level?
There we go.
Yeah.
Right? As opposed to fuck you DM per level?
1 hour?
Yeah. 1 hour. Yeah. That is a beautiful investigation check. You are searching around and in like a handful, like
Wait,
2-3 rounds.
It's an hour per level now?
No, it's just an hour.
Oh,
Flat hour.
all right.
Yeah.
Jeez,
No.
that's still a lot though.
So whether a schlub like Rye or Elminster casts it, it's an hour.
That's
So,
still crazy though. That's
Yeah.
a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. But if you
Holy
cast
crap.
anything, you're
You're out of it. Yeah.
You can't do anything.
gotta be, yeah.
So it used to be you could cast non-combat spells, now you can't. But so you are looking around and within like 2-3 rounds, you were able to, there it is. I found the exact ring that I want. No problems. Like it was, and there's only one of them too. So
Cool.
Yep. Okay.
Right.
So you have to, now that you found it, you have to make your way, because this is one of the ones that are inside like the integrated locked thing or whatever. So there's a lock on the door that you would open up to get to the ring.
Okay.
So that is a thieves tool check, and I believe I already integrated your +5 onto your character sheet.
Correct. Let's do it. I have a +9 to thieves tools.
That's insanely high. And luckily you rolled very low. So you're going over there and clicking and working on the thieves tools or whatever. And sadly, like, it didn't work. You actually even slightly bent one of your tools, but you didn't like break it or anything. And you like, it didn't happen. And it was funny because at one point in time, all of a sudden the old guy stops. Like just after you like not successful, he just stops short. You notice it. And you're kind of like looking at him like, shit, did he hear me like scratching inside this thing or something? And it's like, ah! And then he goes back to what it is that he's doing.
Okay.
Just making Sam poop his pants real quick.
God damn your rolls.
So you are doing that or whatever, and then all of a sudden you hear like some noises coming from the back room, and you can tell like he is moving stuff and stacking it over by the door that comes back to this front room, and you're like, oh shit, like this, I don't know how much longer I have.
Okay.
Wow, there you go. That'll do it.
I'll take it, sir. I'll take it. Thank you, sir. One ring of protection, please.
The DC was 25. I did not make this easy. The DC was a fucking 25. I wanted to be like, no, he only has like a 25% chance of. He's like, no, go F yourself, Scott. Are you kidding me right now? Okay, pop the lock and you pop it in a. I wouldn't say yeah. So you pop the lock, no problem. You open it up, and when you open it up with your 25, you're even able to. I will allow your 25 because you rolled so well.
You rolled 29.
29. So it's your 90-20. My apologies. I will allow you to roll with advantage on the next lock that is inside the thing.
Wait, there's another one?
Yeah, inside for the that is actually holding the ring.
It is like 1,000 plus.
20.
rings.
That's still incredible.
25.
Jeez, man. Holy crap, Sam.
That
What?
was the exact number you needed to get. So unlocks the ring. He picks up the ring, and do you just like immediately shut the thing, or do you want to try to unlock another ring?
No, I'm out.
You shut the thing as you lock it, and as you immediately start like going up out the back door, out the front door, and the chime keeps going off. As you make your way out the front door, you literally hear him opening the door, coming from the back room, coming forward. And are you kidding me right now? So he literally is coming in from the back room as you're walking out the front door with the ring in your hands.
Okay.
Damn. Nicely done, sir. I wasn't 0% expecting that to actually happen.
I didn't think I was going to get away with it. First, you guys cut through my baddies like a hot knife through butter, and then you just stole a ring from Mirabar.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
That's
man,
like
I am.
a really expensive ring too.
I'm failing as a DM.
It from like round the side of the building, and she's got like her hands behind her back, and she's like swinging up to Ramen with like a little smile on her face.
Grauman's like looking around like.
She just like presents the ring in two hands, and she's like got a big grin on her face.
You no lie. How you? Grauman's like looking around. He's like, how you get that? And he like.
She just smiles and goes,
The crazy
Grauman's
part.
never gonna hit now. That's awesome.
So do you give this to Grauman?
yeah, I give him the ring.
So Grauman, this requires attunement, which means that now that you have the cloak and the ring, you have 2 attuned items to you. So that's your cap, 3 cap out. However, each one of them grants you +1 AC, +1 saves. So I'm going to alter your character sheet to include the +1 saves. You've already added the AC, I think. Holy crap, you are almost capped out for what a barbarian could get for extra armor while, being all nudie and stuff. That's crazy. That's insane. Oh my god. Okay.
Good thieving, sir. Good thieving.
Wow.
Wait, what does the ring do?
Gives you +1 AC, +1 saves.
+1 AC. Okay.
You know what I realized, Mathis?
Huh?
Whenever you send Otto and Rye on a stealth mission, what happens?
They fail miserably.
Whenever you send Rye on a stealth mission, what happens?
It's like 50-50 with Ryle on.
Rye has
no.
never failed
I've
once.
never failed.
Oh,
I'm sorry,
really?
but before the stream
Yeah.
started, Maggie
Alright, you're right.
retweeted that jellyfish pirate
When I stole the 500.
comic of when you stole the
Oh, I
Lucas
forgot
money.
about that. Yeah,
Are
you're
you
right.
kidding me?
Well,
Like,
yeah.
you're like, this is
The thing
Maggie's
is,
fault.
though-
You did almost drown today, though.
Yeah, but that's not stealing.
Yeah, what are you
It was
talking
stealth.
about?
It was a stealth mission.
No.
It was an invisibility spell. It wasn't stealth.
No, the invisibility
So
part.
are you just trying to say that Bear is dragging the party down?
dragging Rye down on stealth missions?
Okay. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Wow. That's crazy. Okay, well, I mean,
How much is that ring worth out of interest?
Well, yeah, we're gonna wrap up the we're wrapping up the
1,000.
session, so you might as well just let's step out of the game for a minute.
sure. Give me 2 seconds. It is rare, so give me 2 seconds to find the actual, because I don't know, have all those numbers off the top of my head. 1 sec.
It is worth a lot of money. That is ridiculous that you got away with. I thought it was gonna have like a really high like DC for that.
In Mirabar, yeah, I didn't think you were gonna be able to pull that off.
Yeah, I did not think you were gonna be able
If
to.
you don't know D&D, or Faerun specifically, Mirabar is like there's almost no crime in Mirabar.
It is 3,500 gold pieces.
Sam, between 500 and 5,000 gold.
Yeah, this website says 3.5k.
I mean, that I don't know if that's 5e specifically, but like there's no set rule for how much that specific ring costs. It's like based off of the region you're in and the value of blah, 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 blah. But between 500 and 5,000 gold, you can tell yourself whatever you want to feel good at night. But until you try to sell it, you won't know how much it's worth in that region that you're trying to sell it in. But
Why would
for
we
now,
sell it?
huh?
Why would we sell it? Now
Exactly.
We have an unkillable eagle barbarian now.
I'm fully aware of the fact that you just made Gromit even harder, man. Okay.
That's the
Yeah,
best.
that is ridiculous.
That just means boss fights are gonna be fucking impossible.
You know what's gonna be crazy is when Mathis pulls his head out of his ass and starts casting like Shield of Faith on Gromit and brings Gromit's AC up to a 20. And then I'm like, hey, I never hit Gromit because the AC is a 20, and when I do, it's half
And all his
damage.
saves are 12 instead of 10 too.
I'm gonna have to like add more to intimidation or something so I can, or like get some kind of taunting thing so I can make everybody.
Roman's got 18 AC without a shield, chat. Just so you know, 18 AC without a shield with like.
No, I have 19,
I actually
19.
completely forgot about.
and I can
Shield of
also
Faith.
still use a shield if I wanted to get myself more, but I can't wear armor. If I wear armor, then I lose out on shit that I need.
Is that a? Can you? Oh no, it's if you get the bracers of protection that makes it so you have to wear. You can't wear shield or armor, but you can. You can with the ring and the cloak.
I don't have bracers right now.
No, you have the ring and the cloak. So if you wanted to, that battle axe that you picked up that just does +1 damage, but is non-magical, you could use a shield with that, which would be 1d8 plus strength +1, normal chance to hit, and you could actually increase your AC to a goddamn 20. And then Mathis could cast Shield of Faith because that stacks, and it would give you a 22, which is just. Most of my bad guys have a +4 or a +5 chance to hit, so that's why I never hit Grumman. And then I have Mathis with a 14 AC, so I'm like, oh, you're easy.
And then he's Berserk, so when you do hit, it does 1 damage.
It does nothing. It does. I'm like, look at that! I rolled 17. I did 8 damage.
I feel like by giving you this ring, I've just told Scott to now focus on me from now on. Well,
I'll just get in front. I'll just get in front of you guys all the time. But yeah, I mean, if you guys put yourself in front of somebody to hurt you, I don't think Scott's gonna not do that.
So there was this build that our same friend that we talked about beforehand with the skeleton made in 5e, where pretty much any physical attacks are useless against him, and you kind of got punished for delivering these physical attacks. We've mentioned it before, but whatever. And the whole thing that worked so great about this guy was when you made physical attacks against him, especially melee ones. Well, I could always cast things like Magic Missile, and it worked perfectly, or any other type of spell. So while Grumman does have all these wonderful things that kind of balance out Grumman's penalties, so like anything that's an intelligence or will save is instead of a -2 is now a 0, it's still a +0. And so I still have the ability to say, compel Grumman to attack the party for me. And then
we could have that happen again. That was great.
God, yeah. If Grumman ever turned on the party, we just couldn't damage it. Actually, I could absolutely destroy Grumman.
Do you remember the last time that Grumman got charmed? Everyone just fucking booked it.
I could probably hellish rebuke you down in 1 hit.
Well, because she doesn't take, or he doesn't take half damage from spells, only half damage from
Also, I'm pretty
bludgeoning,
sure
piercing, slashing.
Thunk could also just like touch for.
Here's the thing.
I have to actually like touch.
Here's the first one thing, but you're right. Actually, I only have 18 armor class. I thought the ring gave you +2 armor class.
That's +1. Yep.
I also have mage feet, so if you cast something within 5 feet of me, I get a reaction.
Yes.
Yeah, so not that Thonk ever would, but no, I would not win a fight against Grumman.
No, unless Grumman was magically compelled to attack the party, and I think Thonk would just be smart enough to get out of the way. Yeah. Thonk is the least likely person to ever want to fight Grumman, even less than Otto, as much as that might sound crazy.
And I also get advantage on saving throws against creatures who are casting. And then I also have, when I damage a creature that is concentrating on a spell, that creature has disadvantage on the saving throw it makes to maintain its concentration.
Maggie, all you're telling me is I need to go and do a little bit of research to find out the 7 or 8 loopholes that are currently built into Grumman and exploit them before you block them.
Yeah.
Before you're like, oh, actually, Thonk has protection from evil on me.
But now I can also just like fly to somebody.
It's okay. Oh, you fly. I dispel magic while you're mid-air over the chasm of lava.
Is there Oh yeah, that's funny. I was thinking like anti-magic zones, but that wouldn't do much for Grumman. That'd probably just enhance his ability to
I don't
fly.
think flying over lava is a good idea.
Just in general, yeah.
Yeah, in
general. It's better than walking through it.
True. Well, good session, everybody. That was fun. We'll be back next week with Bear, presumably.
With Bear. So I'm curious is whether or not Bear is going to want to do anything interesting inside the city of Mirabar, or if you guys are like, awesome, we showed up, we spent a little money to get through the gates and to do the paperwork and everything. It was a little aggravating, but you know what? It was paid off. It just went towards the price of the ring that we just got for free.
You know what I find weird about our party is we don't have a human.
I know.
That's
I know.
Here's the thing, though.
Rare in parties.
I know.
We
It
can
actually
sell this ring. Also, if we ever get into a situation where we need money,
it would be really funny if you walked to like his competitor and just sold the ring to his competitor, but or a different town.
Me and Grumman are each half human. Put us together, you got a human.
Nope.
That's not how it works.
All right. Well, We'll go around as always, see what people are up to this week, and we'll wrap up the stream, and we'll return tomorrow night for Star Wars: Edge of the Empire's campaign.
Listen, okay, that game tomorrow night is insane. It's off the hook right now. So you guys just busted out Jesse Cox's character there, Werbo, from prison for he was a slave. We all know Werbo.
Yeah.
My family's slaves.
Yeah.
And now as you guys are looking to leave, he's like, damn it, I can't chase down my slaver because I need to leave. And as you guys are busting out right now, it looks as though there will be a dogfight to get away with your new ship. So that's going to be lots of fun. Let's see how it plays out. Let's see if I can kill the party.
Yeah, session 2, kill the party, son.
Well, I mean, to be fair though, like while your entire party is super, super messed up, your ship is perfectly fine. So like it's like a reboot on health points and everything, which is nice.
I'm loving my new character too.
I thought it was funny that relationship insinuation that was on that the anime that was sent out or whatever. I'm like, does that mean that there is a budding love between those characters?
The anime?
Yeah, Maggie sent it in the.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Is there a budding love there? Is this Mathis? Are you gonna have another?
The
Samantha?
only love is between Candor and Money. So
I'm sure that's exactly what Captain James Patrick Ron Henry McCoy III said before he met Samantha.
Yeah, well, I don't have a romance with you, Scott.
Sam, but it won't be me. It'll be Maggie.
What do you got going on this week, my man? What's going on?
So
what are you streaming?
I'm gonna be streaming video games every day, noon PST. Twitch.tv/stripping. Been playing some Grand Theft Auto 5 roleplay on a modded server, which has been pretty hilarious. So I'll be doing some of that. And I'm not sure what else we're gonna try this week. We'll try a bunch of stuff.
Have you played Persona at all?
I haven't. Maybe we'll do Persona. I do have it. I have it like right here in its collector's edition. So
I've put about 2 hours into it so far, and I was greatly impressed.
Yeah, it looks really nice. So I'm playing games. You can also tweet me about the show or anything else at Stripping on Twitter. And as always, we love all your fan art, so feel free to put that on the Reddit or tweet it to us, etc., etc.
Yes, please do. Maggie, what's up this week for you?
Hey, thank you guys for having me again. This is super fun. I actually really look forward to Wednesdays. This is one of my favorite campaigns that I'm part of. So thank you guys for letting me be a part of it. You guys can find me at Margaret Crone on all the places, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, and I will do a +1 to Sam's thing. The fan art that you guys have made so far has been amazing. So keep that up. We love seeing it. And I will be right here tomorrow, 6 p.m. PDT for Star Wars Edge of the Empire.
Yes, you will. Scott, what do you got going on this week?
Tomorrow, back for Edge of the Empire, as Maggie just said. Lots of fun. But also on Friday, because we are definitely playing this week, it will be, 3 p.m. Eastern time, other weird time zone times for other places. Playing with Roll For It, where I play Gray, the worshiper of Lady Gray. His personality is kind of gray, and my rolls are worse. So if you want to see me roll like Thonk and have a personality like Thonk, come watch me fail at life.
That's the way to play D&D.
Wait, did you just steal Mathis's character and
not
play
in the least bit. It's just I fail so hard, so consistently. I don't have the opportunity to like let the character come out. So I'm just gonna sit in a corner and swing at the air and be like, "There's bugs around. Kill the fireflies."
Do what you can.
You gotta do when the dice roll the way they roll.
Exactly. For me, I'll have a video going live on Judge Mathis on Friday. It will involve me in a Sailor Moon outfit. That's all I'm going to say for that. There will also be a bunch
You're welcome, Internet.
Yeah,
You're
you
welcome.
can thank Maggie and NCSoft in general for that video. It is one of my favorite videos I've probably ever made. It's really funny. Outside of that, I'll be here tomorrow night for Star Wars. Got a bunch of stuff for my channel going on. If you want to tweet the show specifically, you can at Lost a Knit Show. Like Sam said, go to the subreddit. There's threads, there's fan art, there's all kinds of good stuff going on over there. And that's about it. So we'll be back tomorrow night for Edge of the Empire, and then next week, same time, same channel for Edge of Morality. And we'll see you then. Bye, everybody.
Woo!
Ciao, ciao.
Bye.
Bye-bye.